Go to your local anime convention and tell me one thing. How many Genshin cosplayers do you see off the top of your head? Of course, these days you can find 6 or 7 on average, even way more way back in Genshin's peak, but still, there is no underestimating Genshin's impact on gacha games. Back then, the majority of gacha games used live 2D, some still do to this day, but tell me how many open world 3D gacha games do you see now versus before Genshin's release? Exactly. You see games like Wuthering Waves, Silver Palace, and Arknights Endfield. Kinda. Whether or not it's made by Hoyo, there are a lot of it. Obviously, we know that Genshin was Hoyo's ticket out of the hood, the mean streets of Shanghai, into buying a fucking nuclear reactor. But back then, it wasn't like Mihoyo was exactly in the struggle either. Honkai Impact 3rd got 1 million downloads a couple days after release, collaborated with some heavy hitters in the anime space back then. But dude, there are people who I know in real life who are massive Genshin fans but haven't heard of nor tried Honkai Impact. Worse yet, some of these guys haven't even watched a single episode of anime. So why is that? Aside from the fact that Genshin was released at the right time, with everyone being locked inside for months on end with no new entertainment because the people making the entertainment are also locked inside, along with the right tools and mastering the gacha game formula in a way that separates you from your life savings and also your internal organs. In this video, I want to explore the ads because people don't like mobile game ads. So if you were Mihoyo or Hoyoverse, how would you spread the word about Genshin Impact? Nowadays, you know that Genshin Impact is practically everywhere. It would be easier for me to list companies that Genshin Impact did not collaborate with than to list the companies that Genshin did collaborate with. I mean, they also fucking collabed with Cadillac. I wouldn't be surprised if Genshin had an F1 collab of all things, but for now, let's take things back to before all of that happened. Firstly, I want to look at the characters for a sec. No, not like that, but more of the general aspect of Genshin's characters. Compared to Honkai, Genshin Impact has a little everything for everyone. If you like waifus, you got it. From lollies to flat women to please step on me. And if you want husbandos for a change, you got it too. You got femboys, even more femboys, and big giant men that look like that one Aki Angel meme. What's even more important is that the waifus in this game, while having sex appeal, don't cross into gooner territory unlike another Hoyoverse game. That being said, you want to let people know about it, so you create character previews. Granted, you're not reinventing the wheel, but at this point in the game's life, it was just Breath of the Wild but change it up a little so the teacher doesn't notice. But something interesting about Genshin Impact's character previews is that you can actually notice it change and evolve through the years. I mean, it's only common sense. You don't put all of your eggs into one basket when the thing that you're making is still mostly unproven and risky, but if it makes you a shitload of money, like buy a nuclear power plant kind of money, you kind of want to invest more into it. If you look at Genshin's older character previews, they were mostly shot in-game and just did the job that it had to, show you who this character is, what is he or she about, and gameplay in case you need to count how many frames it takes to execute a special attack, you fucking nerd. Let's take Kaya's preview for example. It was just that, a cutscene then gameplay. Now, there is nothing wrong with that, don't get me twisted. I'm just bringing this up to show you how far Genshin's character previews have gone, but then again, Hoyoverse have other things to put their money into, like a whole fucking orchestra. Nowadays, you get like 2 or 3 different animated shorts about a character I haven't given 2 fucks about since I got addicted to Uma Musume, but it's been that way for a really long time. The moment Genshin released, it was practically a smash hit, and they broke from the hardcore sweaty weeb niche into the mainstream. Even as the game inevitably fell off, they are still landing like 200 to 400,000 views per video, so clearly there's still an audience there. It's a shame really, since all that advertising money could have gone into improving Zen Zero's jiggle physics. Of course, it's never just a gacha game ad video without going into the absolute trash heap of the real mobile game ad. ads. The character previews, they're one thing, but the real reason I made this video is so that I can go into these fucking ads. Don't get me wrong, I love these garbage ads. They're so bad that it's good, but I swear that I've been getting a serious case of deja vu because I went over this in the Arknights ads video. What I am curious about is who the hell is making these ads? Which Chinese white monkey agency is responsible for filming, editing, and putting out these ads? And can they sponsor me? Please, I can be a good actor. Just let me say like 3 dick jokes and you can pay me pennies, please. Usually these ads go something along the lines of, "Whoa guys, I'll handle this. It's so dangerous. Let me use this weak ass Genshin character. Whoa guys, I'll handle this. It's too dangerous. Let me use this 4-star Genshin character to go into this dungeon with." And they are like the weakest characters out there. Dude, if I remember correctly, I'm like AR22 or AR25 because I barely play Genshin these days. And also I got locked out of my account. But dude, at least pick Hutao or something. Or shit, even Klee to make the hoes mad. And then of course, there's the influencer ads. Aside from the sponsors like the one for today's video, the last remaining dollar in my wallet.
If you want me to give you a sponsorship segment to skip, I suggest you Diddy Party oil up the subscribe button right now.
And some of them turned out good, like the ones that Didus made, but then there's Sniper Wolf. I would play the ads in question, but I fear that if I do, she will actually kill my ass with copyright strikes. Anyways, here's the ad in question.
Noelle! Wow, she's really cute. And I'm trying to get some 5 stars. I got Zhongli! We are getting way too lucky tonight.
And do you see what I mean? Wow! I just pulled a 5-star character after like 12 different 10 roll pulls! Wow! Dude, she's gonna copy strike this video and say that I was like harassing her or something. If she does, I will actually raise hell. But what I mean to say is that while yes, I do understand the logic of influencer marketing since it's been a thing before you or I have been born, I stress the importance of picking the right influencer for the job, like some guy with a Zen 0 VTuber model. But seriously, I get wanting to have a recognizable and famous face on your game or product, but coming from a consumer, people will know if an influencer is faking it and just doing it for the paycheck. The very least you could do is get someone from that niche who knows the game in and out and can vouch for it. I can't believe that I'm quoting Kanye in the big 2026, but like he said, I like some of the Gaga songs. What the fuck does she know about cameras? One example of how this could go wrong famously comes from Blue Archive. See, the game is pretty controversial, no doubt about it. There are a lot of lollies in there, and a lot of the senseis who play that game and hail from this part of the world will throw up these 2 emojis at the sight of one. So naturally, there are people who won't like the game. Case in point, CDog VA. Coincidentally, he's also featured in my previous video about Arknights, but the point is that he and fellow Trash Taste member Giguk were sponsored by Blue Archive to play the game. Consensus is that a lot of senseis were mad at the sponsorship since CDog VA said that he doesn't like lollies and he's the type who will take a sponsorship if he has to, meaning that the sponsorship could have gone to someone who actually plays the game and is enthusiastic about it. So Blue Archive walked back on the sponsorship. That's the point. It's not just about having a famous face on the product. It's having someone famous who can vouch for the product. We all know this, and I have said this time and time again in the video, but Genshin Impact is one of, if not the most popular gacha game of all time. So you can put all this mobile game ad shit and throw it to the wayside, because the game itself and the fans of the game are doing a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to marketing. The most important example of this are waifus. People underestimate the power that waifus have as a marketing tool. If you are a billion-dollar conglomerate and you want to pander to the hip young kids, but in Asia, you don't do some corny shit like make a commercial with some outdated memes. Instead, you make a waifu. Waifus hit two things at the same time, having a general aesthetic appeal. They can be sexy, cute, or both, and they are recognizable from a distance. The most popular example of this, of course, being Hatsune Miku. You can recognize those twin tails from a distance, and she was designed specifically to be flexible. She can be cute, she can be sexy, depending on what you want from her. Bringing this back to Genshin Impact, notice how Genshin has a very unique style. I can't quite come up with the words for it, but you will recognize it from a distance. Let's say that Genshin Impact does another collab with a company. They can just stick their characters on that and call it a day. Though, I still do not understand the Cadillac collab though. Why the fuck would you do that? Genshin fans cannot afford a fucking Cadillac. I think a Hot Wheels collab would have been better though, not gonna lie. The best part about all of this is that, like I've said before, Genshin waifus have sex appeal, but they aren't so risque that no company would want to touch them with a 6-foot pole. And you can never be caught dead looking at Genshin waifus. It strikes a nice little balance between the two. Now, of course, because waifus who have people who support, cherish, and goon to them, chances are that fans will be the ones who will do the marketing for you. Much like K-pop stans. Take, for example, Furina fans. I swear to God that there is something in her that makes Furina fans mentally ill. Like, waste your fiance's wedding money for the banner level of mentally ill. I think there was that one time where Furina fans rented out a whole ass mall in China. I think I brought it up on another video, but the point is that waifus are a broken meta for marketing, and Genshin is a game that practically sells itself.